Hello, Bob Burgess again. This is the Bird's Eye View, and I am right now on day 9 of my 30-day fast. I want to give you an update on things, and then teach a little lesson or give you a little something to walk away from with. First of all, I've been wanting to really badly eat. And so a couple things that I've learned that I have to do is to always, first of all, keep my eye on the long term, what I want to get to, what it will be like to be in a body that doesn't carry around so much weight all the time. So I have to just switch my mind and remind myself of that. I also have found that there is a mindset that I've got to address, and that is how I feel about hunger. Usually we express hunger as something that has to be solved, something I have to deal with. We have to be able to do something to stop it. But right now, hunger is my friend. I'm having to set my mind on the idea of that hunger, that pain, whatever it is, that discomfort. It's not like I'm drying up and blowing away. It's not like I'm starving. It's just that I have to decide that feeling is not bad. It's something that's good. It's working for me. It is my friend. I have to become friendly with that, comfortable with the idea of having that feeling. It's not painful. It's not like something that I've got to soothe. I really just need to become friends with it and be able to start to appreciate the work that it's doing in me. So that takes a little mind effort, a little mind trick, you might say, but it's simply sitting and thinking and appreciating the feeling and what the result will be. So keeping my mind occupied on what's beyond this date. It's been very, very tempting to want to grab something, with the idea, it won't hurt just to grab a little of this or a little of that, everything I see on TV or on my phone, or there just seems to be, ads for all kinds of food. There's one of the things I get on my YouTube or feedback feeds, Facebook feeds, or TikTok or whatever I'm looking, been drawn to, is a cooking video. I saw someone cooking steaks for their dog, and I wanted that steak. I wanted that. That dog should not have that. I'm the one that should have that. Well, once again, I have to kind of reframe my thinking to the fact that this is a good feeling. This is a good feeling. I can embrace this feeling. I become comfortable with it. I can slide up right next to it and be okay, because that feeling is working for me. So that's part of what has to happen. The other thing I'm doing is I've got this shirt on. It's kind of like a golf shirt type thing, but it's one that used to be comfortable and used to be plenty of room in it, but no, it's not now. It's very, very tight. As a matter of fact, it's so tight, I can't keep it down below my belly some of the time. It kind of just rides on up. And I got that on today, so I will be uncomfortable in it. And so that I will feel like I need to stay with it, stick with it. If I get something that's kind of big and floppy or comfortable, then I can start to fake myself out, just thinking maybe I'm doing okay. Maybe I'm okay, and a little bit of this or that won't hurt me. But I'm sticking with it. And still, coffee and tea are the things that help me get through each day as far as putting something in my mouth. Sometimes it's not the hunger. It's just the sensation of eating something, the chewing part, all that. There's something about that that's satisfying. So that's my update for today. But in the vein of the idea of becoming friendly with my enemy, basically, I wanted to just talk for a moment about yesterday and what it reminded me of. I went to church yesterday and got there a little late. And instead of going into the service, this is a church that has multiple services. So there's people that are hanging out in the lobby, between services and into the next service, and they get there early for the following service. And I was just visiting with people, just hugging necks and saying hello and meeting people, and it just revives my soul. It just does. To be able to interact with people, to smile, to laugh with them. And then one particular lady came up to me that I hadn't seen in such a long time. She's a lady that would stand at the doorway of going into the auditorium or sanctuary area for many, many Sundays as I was wheeling my son Joshua in a wheelchair into there. And she just became such a friendly person, such a friendly face, a big smile. And she took to Joshua, and she always recognized him and said something to him. And it just became like a regular thing that we look forward to, is to seeing her at the door. And then when Joshua passed away in November, I wasn't able to go to church for a little while. And finally, when I did go, I was looking for her, and I couldn't find her. And I asked about her, and people said they hadn't seen her around in a while, so I didn't know what was really happening there. And finally, this Sunday, here it is in June. Finally, this Sunday, I see her. She comes up and she immediately hugs me, and we talk about Joshua, talk about what's going on in her life and the things that kept her away from being as regular to church over the last few months. And it was just so good to be able to just appreciate her. And so this is a word to you to let you know that being a blessing to someone is not necessarily always big things. Big, huge things are great. But that person, all she was, is just friendly, just smiling, just appreciated us, just took an interest. And it made a difference in my life. And we had a great conversation and really caught up and got to know each other better, because before that it had just been hello and smiles and maybe a hug walking in the door. But this time I learned more about her family, and she was able to express her condolences and her grief over the loss of Joshua. And we were able to connect a little bit further and deeper for that. So the way that what I want to say about that is, it reminded me that friendship is actually forged through difficulty and adversity. It's not just having a good time with people. People have always talked about going out and having a good time. It's great to have a good time, enjoy time together, to laugh and sing and all those kinds of things. It's wonderful to do. But true friendship is forged through difficulty and adversity, by the consistency and the constancy and the presence you have in someone's life and the service you offer to them. It's not about how a friendship will serve you. I know a person who can't keep friends, and the reason she can't, it seems, is that she looks at friendship as something to serve her. If there's a relationship that doesn't seem to serve her anymore, she just doesn't follow up with the people. She just doesn't talk with them. So it's not about that. You can't maintain that, because it's about being there and encouraging people and showing empathy and understanding, and especially during the times when they're hurting, validating their pain, and it's okay, and letting them know it's okay. One of the things that I've learned is to let people know it's okay to suck. And rose-colored glasses are blinding. So it's okay to let people know that there's pain, and it's okay not to try to solve their pain, but just be there. And then when they're ready, come alongside and help them move on. I noticed that in the fruits of the Spirit that Paul lists in the book of Galatians: love, joy, peace, patience, kindness, goodness, faithfulness, gentleness, and self-control. If you look at those, there's the large majority of those: love, patience, kindness, goodness, faithfulness, gentleness, all have to do with relationships, because there has to be an object of your love. To be patient, you have to be patient with something. And oftentimes that's people. And 1 Corinthians 13, where he writes, is talking about love is patient and love is kind. So this is how we express love is by putting up with difficulty. And then finally, he says in that it's self-control. Self-control is keeping ourselves from losing it. Not just about the self-control that I'm working on as far as my body is concerned and the discipline that goes into trying to do what I'm doing right now, but also in our dealing with people, to control ourselves from being judgmental and hurtful, and control ourselves from necessarily saying everything we want to say at the right time, at the wrong time, and just watching yourself. James in the Bible talks about the importance of the tongue, and we're going to talk in one of these videos about how powerful our words are. But during my deepest, darkest times, in dealing with my wife having an affair and leaving me, and the depression and anxiety, if I did not have friends, if I did not have someone that I could just open up to that would not necessarily suggest what I did, but just sit there and listen and take my side on things and recognize my pain and be patient with me, because I was hard to deal with. I mean, it's hard to deal with someone that every time you run across them, how are you doing? And they're down, depressed every single time. But that's a period of time in my life. So there were people I could talk to and know I could talk to and be accepted. And so I would call these folks and we'd have conversations, and then they call and check on me because they knew I was going through something. My thanks goes out to Randy and Pat and my good friend Mike, and the guy I worked with for many years at Zig Ziglar's, Brian. They're friends like that. And then after I joined the men's group, there have been others that have come alongside now that are my friends that I believe that we could go through difficulty with and have shown so much acceptance and love. Jeff, Mike there, and Aldo, just friends that have developed with me. So my word to you, to my kids, to my grandkids, are to cherish friendships, but to recognize that friendships are not just because you have good times with people and laugh. Friendships are because you stick in there. You're constant. You're consistent. And when they're ugly, you're still loving. You're still accepting. You're still kind. You're gentle with them. You're patient. You sometimes bite your tongue and just be there, just presence. In the book of Job, Job was going through a really difficult time, and he had 3 friends that show up, and they were doing great as friends until they started to speak, and then they started saying a lot of things that were not helpful. So sometimes just our presence, being there. Proverbs 17 has the phrase in it, a friend loves at all times. And then he says, but a brother, an even deeper friend, a brother, is born for a time of adversity. And in Proverbs 27, it says, wounds from a friend can be trusted, but an enemy multiplies kisses. So sometimes a friend has to say it like it is to us. And because we've built that they've built that trust relationship over time, we know we can trust them. It's not just about good times. Remember, friendship is forged through difficulty and adversity by consistency and constancy and presence and being willing to serve.